Hey everybody, and welcome to a trippy wild ride with Steveo. We're really going on a bad trip with this guy. I'm telling you, man, he's pretty into hallucinogens, drugs. It's crazy. I'll let him tell you all about it, but I can't believe he's so open. Also, his problems with Johnny Knoxville really got serious. That's juicy stuff. I mean, he's just a great guy. I mean, who doesn't love Eric Andre? This is a great episode. So, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Andre in the flesh.
Hey.
Yeah, we did one of these with you on Zoom.
Yes, this is much better.
Yeah. You're
How much mileage you got on this fucker?
This van just hit 43,000 miles.
Wow. You drove all across the country with it?
Furthest we've taken this thing,
Austin?
Austin, Albuquerque. Yeah.
Do you have more miles on this or the Bertha?
The tour bus Bertha has more than 60,000 now.
The tour bus is when you were filling the condoms with sewage, right? That's the tour bus?
No, that's this.
Oh, this was the sewage condom.
Yeah.
Right, you were there?
No, I just saw the footage. I just saw it on point 5.
Yeah, this one.
Is this good? Is this good?
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like going.
Yeah, you know what, dude? Let it go. Let it do its thing,
Okay.
man. That's great.
Okay.
That works. Okay, so like hot off the press, Eric Andre,
Yep.
season
6. 666. Hail
Yeah.
Satan.
Was that the first season that you lost an alarming amount of weight for?
So I tried to do a body modification almost every season. So the first 2 seasons I just was regular. And then the 3rd season I permed my hair like Cat Williams. And then that got me inspired. I wanted to do like full Christian Bale body mods.
Nice.
So season 4, I was trying to lose a ton of weight like Joaquin Phoenix in The Joker. So I was just drinking vegetable soup almost every day, getting like little to no caloric.
Yeah, on the Joker when he was skinny as fuck, or like Christian Bale in The Machinist.
Yeah. Jared Leto in the Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah, I was trying,
or was that Matthew McConaughey?
That was Matthew McConaughey.
McConaughey. But I think
Yeah.
Jared Leto did it as well a little bit in that movie. I don't think he was.
I think so.
I think they both kind of went for it. But so that was a failed attempt. I was trying to do it, and I was so exhausted. And the Eric Andre show, like those guys are incredible and at what they do, obviously, but they just have to act. Not saying acting is easy, but like I had to write and produce while I was doing that body modification, and I was so hungry and miserable and tired. And like,
How long were you doing that for?
I just did it like a couple weeks, and I failed.
So
and like as soon as we started shooting, I like started binging hot Cheetos. It was like I was losing my mind. I started binging donuts and hot Cheetos and stuff like that. So season 4, I tried to get as gaunt as possible, but it was a bit of a failed attempt. And then I was like season 5, I wanted to get as fat as I could.
Nice.
And
what was funner?
fat is the funnest out of the 3. But there's skinny, fat, and buff, and the fat is the best. So season 5, I just would eat pizza and peanut butter jelly sandwiches before bed every night, and bananas and as much sugar as possible.
How much weight did you put on?
I got up to, I think I gained at the most 40, 45 pounds. If I did it again, I'd do it even better. I would do melted ice cream, pina coladas, liquid calories. So I really pack it in. I wouldn't do as much carbs and pizza. I would do like liquid calories. But that is fun in the beginning. Then you start getting really depressed and everything starts kind of aching.
Do you have a nutritionist to get fat?
No, I just like did it. Like I just asked a couple actors how they did it, and I just like ate Philly cheesesteaks all the fucking time. It was awesome. Yeah, it's awesome.
Lucky.
But it does permanent damage to your body because once your fat cells expand, they know how to expand forever. So now I was always skinny growing up, and I never had to worry about what I was eating. And some of it's with age, but like since then, like I can't like just eat whatever the fuck I want and drink whatever the fuck I want because the fat cells now are just like they go back to that pretty quick.
Is that why you're drinking a lot of water? Is that a gallon a day you're drinking?
This is like a bit of a lie. I think I filled it halfway because like this current season we're on, season 6, I got jacked and I had to lose all the weight. Oh, also when we wrapped the fat season, COVID started, and then I was like depressed and miserable, and I just kept on the weight because I was like just drinking White Russians in my house all day.
Yeah.
So then I was like, all right, like I have to lose the weight for health reasons and mental health reasons, but also I wanted to like get ripped. So season 6, it was like I did a calorie counting app, a gallon of water a day. I ate like a ton of protein. I would work out with a trainer in the morning for like 90 minutes. I would go for like an hour walk at night. Just like super healthy, and I got fucking in shape.
You really noticed your mental health changing as your weight went up and down?
I think once you get in the groove, at first you're not pumped mentally because you're depriving yourself of your favorite drug, which is sugar. So I think sugar is like one of the most powerful drugs. So you're like going through like a withdrawal. You're like irritable.
Headaches and fucking...
Yeah, you're irritable. You're cranky.
He's on day 5, no sugar.
Oh, really? Did you cold turkey it?
Yeah.
Look, that's hard, man.
Like,
I commend you.
Why do I have a headache at 3 p.m.?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
Be
fuck.
easy. I would say what you say to drug addicts: tapering is more successful than cold turkey, right? I mean, with sugar, because sugar and cocaine and most drugs, they all affect the
maybe
same
with
part
like
of your brain,
benzos
right?
and alcohol, but
I'm not sure that I've ever heard people recommend tapering off of hard drugs.
No, taper. If you don't taper off of Xanax, you can seizure and
Right,
die.
right.
same with alcohol.
And
yeah.
same with alcohol. If you're a real
Right.
alcoholic and you cold turkey, you can die.
Right, understood.
Like in Xanax detox, they tell you taper.
Right,
Because
but
you can really fuck yourself up if you don't taper, if you're addicted to it, if you're physically addicted to it.
I think rather than taper off these drugs, what they would do is they would have you under like a medical detox in a super professional environment.
Yeah, but even in the medical detox, they're tapering. I mean, when my
maybe.
friend
Yeah,
went
what are
to
they doing in there?
when my friend went into rehab for, he's addicted to Percocets. He goes, day 1 is the best day because they give you all the drugs. He goes, you don't quit cold turkey. He goes, they give you all the drugs. And he goes, all the people I was in there was like, they're like hiding the pills in their cheek and shit like that and like putting them up their butt and shit. But he goes, that's the best day because you're fucking high as a kite. And he goes, and then slowly but surely they taper. He goes, never, my friend's from Florida. He's like ex-drug addict, fucking top-notch ex-drug addict. And he was like, you gotta fucking taper with stuff like pill, with like Xanax and stuff like that. So I think when I lost the weight, the same applied with sugar, where I didn't quit cold turkey. That Noom app really helped me, the calorie counting app.
Yeah.
And they were like, there's no such thing as bad food. Don't give yourself this like binary thinking of like, oh, it's good food and there's bad food. And I ate the bad food, so fuck it, I fucked up. They're like,
That's
there's
kind of
just-
where I'm at right
Yeah,
now.
you don't want to do that. They go, just think of foods as there's some foods that are more calorically dense and there's some foods that are less calorically dense. So stuff with less caloric density that have like grapes and celery and like watery fruits and vegetables, you can pretty much eat all day. You can go fucking nuts. You can eat watermelon, cantaloupe, cucumbers, celery, lettuce, tomatoes. Anything that's a really watery fruit has such low amount of calories and so high in nutrients, your body uses every second of it, every bit of it, and it doesn't turn into fat. And then there's more calorically dense foods, which they're not like you have to quit everything which is like chocolate, wine, cheese, candy, whatever. That it's not watery and it has a lot of calories. It's hard to burn, but nowhere in their teachings is like cut it out completely. They're just like moderation, not deprivation. It's all about moderation, not deprivation. So I would like if I was losing my mind and I was like, I just need a fucking Snickers bar. I would take the Snickers bar. I would like chop it in half or chop it into a fourth. Eat it, satiate that craving, and then like go back to grapes and blueberries and raspberries and turkey and cottage cheese and stuff like that that I could eat. So that it sounds like I'm lecturing you, but I'm not. Yeah. But because I went through it, But I'll tell you this: after I rapped, the day I rapped, I got down to 173 pounds. I've never been that light since high school. Under 10% body fat. I was like 9% body fat. The day I rapped, I went to Prince Street Pizza and I ate an entire fucking pizza. And I went to sleep and I woke up and I went to Russ and Daughters and ate like 3 bagels. And I went back to sleep and I slept for an entire weekend. And then I went on a crazy drinking bender. Like drank like 55 cocktails every day for like there's a lost there's like a lost week in my brain for New York. And then I was like, wow, I need to chill out. And then I went to Portugal and drank my weight in wine. And then I stepped back on the scale and I like gained all the weight back that I took 6 months to lose.
Was that when you were with...
Because I was being so rigid, the only carbs I was eating were like Japanese sweet potatoes, and I kind of lost my mind.
Yeah, was that in New York when you met up with Benny Blanco for dinner?
I don't think the lost week.
Yeah.
No, I don't think Benny was there that week. No, I don't think Benny was there that week. It was
we wrapped a fun story.
We wrapped last year, so like all the Prince Street pizza debauchery and weight fluctuation that happened last year. I'm just back to my normal fluffy self.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah.
But you never heard tapering? I thought you'd be like a taper.
No.
Cold turkey is I thought cold turkey gets you really sick unnecessarily.
Well, it's like...
I guess it depends on the drug. What's that?
So it's like we're extremists. So it's like
you want the fucking...
You just go
I mean,
opposite.
when you go into detox, they'll give you like a replacement, like Suboxone or something, and then they'll taper you off the Suboxone.
I wasn't an opiate guy though.
Oh, that's right.
You ever had anybody die in the sober living when they're like coming in for like hard shit?
Yeah,
They
like
died?
6 people have died. Well, no, not from the detox. No, because the sober living is.
I was cocaine and ketamine and sure I took some pills, but
I guess cocaine you don't taper.
Yeah, you don't want to taper.
Ketamine, I guess.
I'd love to taper off cocaine.
I think benzos and opiates you have to taper because the addiction, the physical addiction is different than those other drugs.
Right.
The physical, your body really becomes completely dependent on getting that because your body naturally produces opioids or something, right?
Serotonin, dopamine.
Some shit.
Benny Blanco. And man, what a riot that guy is. We love him.
He's like a brother to me.
Dude, he's the greatest.
He's the best.
I feel like he's so anxiety free, like just...
He has anxieties, but he hides them well, but he doesn't fly.
Yeah.
He has a complete flight phobia, so that's why
he made that clear.
But he is very confident and cool, calm, collected.
Yeah, I even told him after I said, I feel like you and Eric Andre are almost like the complete opposites. I feel like Eric Andre is so gripped by neuroses.
Yeah. he maybe, I don't know, I don't want to say too much. I know he wouldn't really give a fuck, but like his dad was so crazy growing up that I think he was like, he does everything he can do to not become his dad.
Okay.
And he smokes hella weed. I'm not a weed smoker. It never hit me. Right?
Yeah. He said that you can do like 1,000 whippets in one sitting.
More, probably 10,000.
But
tanks, I can go through tanks.
And I asked him, did he ever feel worried about you maybe going too overboard with nitrous? And he said, oh no. He describes you as like a very calculated, almost if not moderating your use, just very, very educated about it. And you told me just moments ago that you don't seek to asphyxiate yourself with nitrous the way I did.
I mean, I have, but that's the part that's bad for your brain. Nitrous oxide isn't actually too bad for you, but asphyxiating is very, very bad for you. So I try to...
So how many times would you say you have what's called fished out, where you
I've fished out before.
Yeah.
It feels great. I've fished out on mushrooms, which is probably my favorite high.
Wow.
How does that happen?
Just ripping nitrous and not getting oxygen to your brain.
But on mushrooms.
You eat mushrooms.
You say you
then you start
out on
tripping.
Mushrooms?
No, I'm sorry.
He fished out on nitrous.
Combo platter.
Oh,
mushrooms and nitrous
Fished
and
out.
a little bit of Xanax. That's my sweet spot.
Yeah.
My 5 favorite drugs, and a few I'm growing out of, are booze, Xanax, caffeine, nitrous oxide, and psilocybin mushrooms. MDMA isn't that bad too. I do MDMA therapy. I do MDMA and psilocybin therapy.
Do you really do therapy with that?
Mm-hmm. And I've done ketamine therapy too, but I don't like it as much as the MDMA therapy or the psilocybin therapy.
Yeah, I've seen it. Like you go down a certain road. Yeah, there's a road you drive down in LA that's like sponsored by ketamine clinics, and it's like you're on ketamine clinics highway.
Yeah.
And we've heard about different people doing that. Is ketamine clinic like just a lot of fun? Is it like you're
You stoked to go?
I only did it once. It was the cleanest ketamine I've ever done, and it's done, intermuscularly with a syringe. So it was like it was the most powerful ketamine experience I've ever had. I'm not a ketamine guy. It's a dissociative. I don't dislike it. It's just not my go-to. Weed I actively dislike. It's the only drug I dislike. Ketamine is just, it's not for me, but I'm not mad at it. And I've done PCP before, and they're basically kissing cousins. They're very similar.
Right.
And it's cool and it's interesting, but it's like when somebody hands you some like experimental food, like this is rattlesnake foie gras, and then you eat it, you go, okay, that's interesting. Not mad at it, but I don't know if I'm running back to order the rattlesnake foie gras again or whatever the fuck it is. That's how I feel about ketamine. I just go, this is interesting. I'm having an interesting thing, but it's not for me. And I didn't get as deep in my emotional catharsis as I did with MDMA therapy or psilocybin therapy.
What's the high difference between street ketamine and like pure as fuck ketamine?
Well, it's like the way you ingest it. Like on the street, you're snorting it, and then in the clinic, you're getting it, right into the vein. So
I think street ketamine is basically PCP. PCP is. It's kind of the same thing. It's dissociative, and ketamine is like pharmaceutical PCP.
Yeah,
cook in a microwave.
PCP started out pharmaceutical.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah,
I love it all.
Yeah,
I love it all. I just can't get enough. I mean, I absolutely.
Last time I did acid, I was like, I think I'm done. I think I've done enough acid where I've like explored it, and I think I aged out of it. But the first early acid days were the best, and you get to a point where I'm like,
it's dirty.
It glued me to the floor. I was a fucking mess the last time. I did it in quarantine, and I was a fucking wreck.
Yeah,
it wasn't
dirty.
fun. I was like, I got 2 hits of the Grateful Dead acid in my house, like the original batch, the Sunshine acid that that guy made. But I'm saving that for a special occasion.
What, Timothy Leary?
No, he's a famous dude. I forget what his fucking guy. It's not Ken Kesey. It's not Timothy Leary. Like the Grateful Dead had the guy that designed their sound system made their acid.
The wall of what's it called? The wall of power or something.
Yeah. He's a famous guy. I don't really remember his name. But I've had tremendous help with them.
So you said that the ketamine clinic was the most powerful ketamine experience you had. So you really do get high as balls.
High as a fucking kite.
In the ketamine clinic.
Dude, I went to a... and then like Kirby from Game Boy was like fucking dancing on clouds in my mind.
Yeah.
And I saw like my neural pathways like combined and unfold, and I got into it. Was fucking crazy. It was crazy.
I remember being on ketamine just recreationally in a hotel room. I was in the bath and like looking at my feet. They were like 30 yards away. Like your whole depth perception is just warped.
Yeah.
Like, and then I was sitting there and I was in this hotel room. The whole hotel room just went into free fall.
Whoa.
And I was like, I wasn't scared. I was like, I even looked up and I like saw like a shaft that the hotel room was falling through.
That's wild.
And I just thought, man, this is the coolest thing ever. Like I loved it.
The craziest high I ever experienced was the toad venom, the 5-MeO DMT. That was the fucking most powerful psychedelic
rocket
ever.
ship.
And that was
in Mexico City. It was fucking crazy. I've never experienced a high like this. It's like mushrooms and acid and everything is over here, and it only lasts like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And you like control alt delete, like it's a factory reset. Your entire brain is like total darkness, just emotion. You feel like you're having like 10,000 orgasms in the center of the universe. You're in a different dimension. You no longer exist. Your body doesn't exist. This room doesn't exist. Earth doesn't exist. You go through every emotion. It's just like raw emotion in like the 45th parallel fucking the 5th dimension.
Yeah.
You're on Neptune. And then I came out of it crying. I mean, this is an emo topic, but my dad just died of cancer. So I went there for like on some like eat, pray, love kind of shit. And I was like talking directly to my dad and bawling, crying, tremendous emotional catharsis, bawling, crying, worming around on the ground. But I came out of it with like, it felt like emotionally ejaculating. It felt like this great purge of all this tension and buildup and stress from watching my dad deteriorate into death. And it really, really, really was a cathartic and therapeutic experience. It's not recreational. There's no room for this to be addictive or recreational. You're out. It's like propofol. You're like fucking, you're gone. You're not here. You know, it's not a party drug. There's no room. There's no version of it where it's a party drug. It was one of the most crazy psychedelic experiences I've ever experienced.
And you did it under the supervision of a shaman?
Yeah.
In Mexico City?
Yeah. And this guy was incredible. He's a total sweetheart.
What's that shit they blow up your nose when you're with the shaman?
I don't know.
I saw Steve
I didn't do any nose blowing.
But they just go, they blow stuff up your nose.
They do that with tobacco.
Is that what
I've seen that on the Michael Pollan
yeah, why do they
show.
do that? Just to kind of enhance the journey?
I think there's like a psychedelic aspect to taking tobacco that way. I really don't know. I don't know.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Tyson talking about the toad last time he was
It's
here.
fucking crazy. It's completely like no other drug experience I've ever had.
And it comes from a toad, but like you're not licking a toad.
No, you're not licking a toad. You're like smoking the venom that comes out of it. Like the toad lives in hibernation most of its life. It lives in the Sonora Desert, and it's like under mud like 9 months out of the year, and it only comes out for 3 months to fuck basically. And they're gnarly toads. They eat rats and stuff. They're like fucking. They're like the Dwayne the Rock Johnson of toads, and yeah, its venom has a serotonin derivative in it when you smoke it. And it was just some random guy. There's no history behind it. There was some book, some zoologist wrote a book on frogs and toads in the 50s or 60s. I don't know if I have this totally right. This is what I heard. In the 50s or 60s, I believe, some zoologist wrote a book on frogs and toads, and then there was just one sentence in that book about like the combustion of the poison of the Bufo alvarius toad creates a serotonin derivative. So some maniac in the 80s was like, I'm going to find this toad, smoke the venom, and see if I trip. Then this guy went to Saturn's rings.
Wow.
So it's not, there's no indigenous population. There's no Native American history behind it, like ayahuasca or mushrooms, like Marina Sabina or whatever.
Just some maniac dude in the 80s.
Just some maniac dude.
Probably from
Also was
Florida.
reading a book about frogs and toads. Saw that one of the most obscure toads, poison, creates like a serotonin derivative when you combust the poison. Just give it a shot.
That's right. And then there's like in the Amazon, there's a toad, and they'll take the toad and they put it on an arrow, and then they'll shoot people, and
Or they'll
it'll
burn
like
their
kill
skin.
you.
Oh shit!
I don't know. Maybe I'm.
I think you saw that on Apocalypto.
Sounds right.
Saw that in that Ice Cube movie, Anaconda. It's fucking
what
hot
you're
as shit
talking
in here. Why you guys keep boiling in here?
You want to open the door?
What about AC? Too loud?
I mean, I don't know. Like
You got fans?
yeah.
You're not hot in here? It's like a sauna in here.
Crank on.
You guys are comfortable? This is fucking it's Guantanamo Bay in here. So did you tour with the Dead?
I followed the Grateful Dead for a summer.
Because you love their
before-
music so much, or because you're a drug?
Yeah, I
enthusiast.
I just wanted to party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you when you traveled with them?
Were you getting ice cold fatties?
I was 20 years old.
It's a fun time.
Yeah, I was 20 years old. It was 1994.
Was Jerry still alive, or when did he
Jerry
die?
was still alive.
When did he die?
He died in 95.
Oh shit! So you caught the real end of the real deal shit.
Yeah. I mean, dude, these Grateful Dead shows were exclusively in football stadiums, which would hold, I want to say, like 60,000.
Jesus.
And
Especially the open drug market.
absolutely not one of those shows, like, not one of those stadiums could fit how many people showed up.
Insane.
Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, I think it's possible that there were even more people outside the stadium during the concert than there were
for sure.
inside the stadium during the
Whoa.
concert.
So it's just an open drug market.
Oh,
basically.
100%. Like,
Why did the cops not like raid those?
ooh, I had
they?
this one experience one day because I would sell drugs.
Oh, I think I heard this. You would do like a backflip for $5, then sell a whippet for $10 or something, right? Like you like hack you climb the system, the capitalist Grateful Dead ladder.
I would show up with nothing, do a backflip, and then like I would buy like 2 hits of acid for $5, sell them each for $5. Then I'd buy, dude, you basically nailed it.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But the cops busted you or what?
Well, there was one time, and I want to say it was right at the end. I believe it was like Meadowlands, maybe New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I was selling. I had a bunch of acid on me too at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I sold like maybe like 3 hits of acid for $15 or something, And like I handed the guy the acid, and he handed me the money, and like out of the corner of my eye, I saw a cop like witness.
Oh no!
Witness
the
the
transaction.
exchange, and in that moment, and then the cop said, "Hey, and I just took off running, dude. Because I had a bunch of acid on me. I took off running, and I think I ran faster
than
I had ever run before, and I perfectly got away. I just outran the cops.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
I mean, dude, acid back in the day was such serious jail time.
Oh, dude, big time.
It's like manslaughter or some shit. They're crazy charges.
It's not still jail time now?
I'm sure
I don't think they
is.
updated the laws on acid.
Yeah, I don't think
acid is slow to fucking.
And that's what the Grateful Dead was this kind of like a train that just ran around leaving people incarcerated in its wake.
Whoa.
Like they were just like people. I would have been one of a great many deadheads like incarcerated for like decades.
Oh, really? Do you think there's still deadheads in jail from those days?
I would say so.
I think so.
Brutal.
Yeah, I think that like to sell acid was like classed as like attempted murder or some weird thing. Like
fucking bullshit. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's Nixon era bullshit.
It's crazy. Okay, so let's talk about the prank show, dude.
Prank panel or your Eric Andre show? I'm a man of many prank shows.
Oh, how about that, dude? Take your pick,
Take
dog.
your pick, brother, man.
Okay.
Humble brag. That wasn't even humble. Arrogant brag.
I saw on your Instagram the prosthetic tits. What's going on with those? What'd you
I
do
just
with
had some nice ass milk jugs. I interviewed Donald Glover, and they sprayed milk, so I offered him some breast milk.
them? Nice. And that was all you did with them?
I think I squirted down some breast milk, drank it, offered it to him. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good.
a long way for a gag. You want me to have my neighbor bang some pots and pans outside for sound? Or?
It is nice and cool now, though, right? Do you feel
it's
better?
much better. Yeah. I was on a fucking panic attack.
Oh man, how about that?
It's like a fucking meltdown in here.
I saw that, dude.
It never even occurred to me that it was warm.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vinny, for God's sakes, next time we could bring the stupid air conditioner.
Yes, I will. It was raining, so I didn't think we were going to need it.
You never think, do you? That's the problem.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I'm better, though.
I like this.
It's progress, not perfection.
Okay, so you worked with Jeff Tremaine on
Sure
on season 666.
Yep.
And that is the same Jeff Tremaine that you made the Bad Trip movie with.
Correct.
How did it go working with him on season 666 compared to Bad Trip?
Well, Bad Trip was such an enormous undertaking that, and I do want to shout out the director of Bad Trip, Kitao Sakurai, my brother from another mother, the love of my life, my work husband, who also co-directed season 6 of the Eric Andre show. Then he got a big gig, and Jeff came in to shoot a bunch of the prank stuff. So I want to shout out Kitao. But season 666 with Jeff was
Probably less
a dream because
pressure.
Jeff, less pressure. Exactly. Jeff and I went through it all, went through every emotion on Bad Trip, and Bad Trip was such an enormous creative undertaking, and we fought so many battles, and there were so many heartaches, and it almost failed over and over and over and over again. That after going through something like that the little pranks on the show that I had already been doing for 10 years was like a dream and a breeze with Jeff, and we were going into it a lot got older and wiser.
Yeah. Had you already filmed the prank panel with Knoxville when you did season 666?
No, we wrapped May of last year. May 2022, we wrapped season 6, and then prank panel we did in the fall and winter of that year, yeah.
Now, had you already done the prank panel and famously stressed your relationship with Knoxville, would that have affected your shooting with Tremaine on season 666, do you think?
No, because I don't think there's anybody that's been tortured by Knoxville more than Jeff.
Right.
Jeff was the one. So I'm doing the show with Knoxville, and I know he's going to prank me. And he's like the liquid Terminator. He's hard to prank back because he feels no pain. And then if you do prank him back and he gets pissed, it's like you've unleashed a fucking monster. Lose. Yeah, it's a lose-lose. So he keeps like hitting me with tasers and stuff like that. And I'm like, gosh, off the bat. So day 3, and then like I quit like 3 days into shooting because I was like, it's only gonna get worse. I don't want to do. I was like, it's a nice gig, but it's not worth the stress. I have other gigs to keep me afloat. So I called Jeff, and I was like, and then I quit out of nerves the first few days, and then Knoxville talked me back into it. But also Jeff, I go, Jeff, what do I do? Like, it's a lose-lose. If I hit Knoxville with a prank, he's gonna hit back tenfold. And Jeff just goes, no, you gotta hit him back because he's gonna keep killing you. You gotta tase him or do something. Like, I don't know if it was the best advice. So I have a stun gun next to my bed, and I had a long sleeve shirt on and pants at work. So I go to set, and Knoxville, it's like show's like American Idol or Shark Tank, but for pranks. So people come on and they pitch pranks to try to convince us to help them produce it because they want to prank their cousin or their wife or their husband or whatever. So we're interviewing a potential contestant, and Knoxville's like asking her questions, and I like slowly take this long, it looks like a police baton. Yeah. Take this long thing awkwardly out of my clothes, and I just try to like nail him right in the chest with it. I was like, I got to make it count because, it's going to be a day. So I like nail him, but the guy is like a James Bond villain. He was just getting electrocuted, and then he just like grabbed it out of my hand, and then he had another weapon in his pocket already, and then he just started nailing me with both things. And I run, and he's got me on the ground. He's just like nailing me with both stun guns. And this lady is just standing there like, what the fuck? He chases me out of the studio. And then I was like, I'm in a world of hurt. No, that's when I first quit. I was like, I'm in a world of hell. I was like, this is going to be... And Knoxville smiling ear to ear because he's like, oh, this is great. We got footage. This is great. That lady was boring, and we made, and it is great. And I totally understand the value. I was not like, wait, why would he want to continue this type of debauchery? I totally...
Yeah, it's only
I'm
wrong.
a super fan of Jackass, so like I totally get it.
It's only wrong if it doesn't happen on camera.
Yes. yeah, there you go. And... So I don't remember the next day. Oh, I had the props department rig a little water gun right by his crotch, and because we sit at this big desk.
Yeah.
And I had them cue the water gun while he's interviewing another contestant, and it's nailing him in the crotch. So when he looks, I wanted him to stand up, and it would look like he peed his pants. But he didn't really react. He was just like, and he was like, go ahead. And I could see him getting like angry. I was like, oh fuck, like cartoon thermometer, like Elmer Fudd frustrated. And I was like, fuck. And then I turned to look at the producers, and he stun gunned me in the neck, and it was like the most unbelievable pain. I mean, you guys have a high pain tolerance, and
Not really.
Really?
I don't think we do.
That can't be true.
We're just attention whores.
I would
Put a jellyfish on your head.
Right, but it just means that our desire for attention outweighs our desire for comfort.
Okay, that's fair. I get that. But this is like unbelievable pain that like went into my brain, and you can't not be in a bad mood. So then I quit. And I was like, I have to quit permanently. And then he called me the next day to apologize, and I was like, look, I totally get it. I grew up on Jackass. Jackass came out at the perfect time for it. Came out when I was in 12th grade, and it was the perfect, and I remember I had the CKY tapes and everything. It was the perfect show to grow up, be in those formative years experiencing. And I was like, I love you. I love what you do. I completely am not taking it personally. I completely understand the comedic value. But it's just me and Gabourey Sidibe. I know you ain't going to fucking stun gun or tase Gabby Sidibe. So you're just going to attack me. And I was like, I can't be your pincushion. I can't be your punching bag for every day, day in and day out, every episode, every season. At least like Jackass, he spreads the wealth a little bit. There's 9 of you. There's a whole Wu-Tang clan of you that he can punish at any time. So, and you're all in it together. And there's it's kind of he's spreading the wealth a little bit. He's not just picking on you or picking on Zach or picking on...
It's a little bit more like you're just saying, I can't be Danger Aaron.
Exactly. I literally told him, I go, no hard feelings. I was like, I can't come back. I was like, no hard feelings. You can replace me with Aaron. I think I suggested, I was like, you can replace me with Aaron. You can no hard feelings. I just can't be in that position. I just don't. The stress is not worth the gig or the money or anything. Right. I'd rather have my mental health and work on other projects where I'm not getting attacked. So he goes, I'll do what I've never done before. I'll call it truce. I won't prank you anymore. And I was like, it's not pranks. It's just assault with a weapon. I don't want to, but they're synonymous for not, you know what I mean? I was like, I just don't want to be assaulted every day with a weapon. I'm not Danger Aaron. Exactly. Right. I'm not Danger. I was like, it's not worth the stress. So then we called it truce, and I could tell, and I was like, sure, if you want to do that, if you want me back on, I was like, I don't want you to hold a grudge or any animosity because I'm taking your toys away. I want you to have your superpowers. I just can't be the one that you unleash your superpowers on. And he's like, I hold no grudge, no animosity. It's all peace and love. So, and I never took it personally. I totally got that it was part of, I was like, it's your shtick. I understand shtick. You got a thing, and you figured it out, and you cracked the system, the comedy entertainment system in your own way, and I just can't be Aaron. Yeah. I can't be Aaron.
Yeah. So he was able to...
So I came back and we just didn't prank each other.
And he was able to honor his word.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of fucking objects thrown at my crotch or something like that, but no stun gun, no weapons to the neck kind of thing. Right. And I even told him at the end, I was like, you can fire me between seasons. I can tell your powers are on the shelf. I don't want to I still am kind of apologizing. I'm like, I'm so sorry, you can't attack me anymore. It's very I'm like, I have Stockholm syndrome. Imagine getting tased in the neck and then apologizing to the person that tased you. I'm so sorry because I understand what it's like to be creatively stifled. You know, so I don't want to ever. And I told him that too. I was like, I don't want to neuter your creative choices. I just don't want to be attacked. I was like, you're kind of like Ike Turner right now, talking Tina Turner back on the stage, come on, baby, I'm sorry, I punched you in the face. Come on back and sing.
Yeah. And the prank panel was after.
He can handle a lot of pain. I don't think it's the attention thing that you said. Because I asked him if taser hurts. He goes, only when you're pressing the button. And I asked him if stun gun, and he goes, the only thing I would never unleash on somebody is pepper spray. He goes, it's just mean. Yeah. He goes, that's the most brutal pain I've ever. Some of the most brutal pain. He goes, that was worse than rubber bullets.
For you, though, you had third-degree burns for 5 days. Normally, one day in, somebody's like, I'm fucking out, give me to the hospital. And you were just like, you're editing,
it hurt so bad.
What? The burn, the fire angel thing?
Yeah, fire angel thing.
Yeah.
I remember.
Your skin looks totally fine, though. I don't see any, I've met burn victims. I don't see any.
It definitely faded a lot of tattoos. Not Knoxville early on. He was really quite averse to stun guns and stuff. I remember there was a hot potato thing with stun guns, and Knoxville just was not.
Really?
Not into it. He was like, hey man, we're doing bulls next week. I can't wait for bulls, but I'm really not into this getting shocked business.
Really?
But then over the years, he became apparently desensitized to electricity. His aversion to it went away.
Yeah, I mean, I hit him right in the fucking chest with it, and he was just like...
He grabbed the electric eel and didn't even react.
Yeah.
And those things do shock you.
They really shock you?
Yeah, big time.
Huh.
Like, he just didn't react. And I remember when we did the electric eel bit thinking, man, like, he isn't so affected by electricity anymore.
Right, and that's when I knew it wasn't a fair fight. I was like, oh, if electricity doesn't hurt him, I'm dead. I mean, I'm dead every day. I'm walking the set, dead man walking every time I show up to work.
That. I mean, the craziest thing that I saw was like when you guys had the paddles, and were those the real paddles for the hospital?
Oh, the ghetto defibrillators?
Or those weren't real? When you guys did that to Danger?
Yeah, I can't remember. Or I don't think I was there for that. Okay, so you recently had this birthday party, and birthdays for you are like the most important thing. It's like my lady Lux. She loves birthdays more than anybody else. You and Lux take birthdays so seriously.
It's your own customizable holiday.
Yeah, and man, you customized it to get pretty loaded this last time.
Yeah. You got a little bit too saucy too quickly.
It looked like the most intoxicated bachelor party ever.
I had a couple drinks in me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was in New York.
Yeah. I had a little bit of.
Yeah.
Kind of a concoction going in me.
You spend more time in New York than LA?
I just moved back to New York, but I'm trying to be bicoastal. Bicoastal, biracial, bisexual, bipolar.
I like it. You're able to just get totally loaded like that, like alarmingly loaded, upsettingly loaded. And just back to normal, no big deal. It's kind of like Jeff Tremaine. Like Jeff Tremaine at a rap party is just a monster that should not be allowed to roam the earth. But after the rap party, he's back to normal. No big deal.
Yeah.
You ever play I'm Not Leaving with Jeff Tremaine?
I've never. He's told me tales, but I've never played it with him. It's a little bit intimidating. I might be aged out of it, but
I think that's a legendary game that almost deserves its own YouTube video.
Yes,
but I just don't know how much footage there is. I'm Not Leaving.
Do you want to tell the audience what it is?
It was born at rap parties.
Okay.
For like rap parties, meaning like, you've just finished filming like a whole season of Jackass. At this point, you don't know if there's going to be another season of Jackass,
right?
Or like after a movie, but like after production wraps on a project, something that you've really poured everything into, and you have a party, a rap party, and like the feeling at these rap parties was always like, okay, this is it. Like we finished the season of Jackass, like it's never going to happen again.
Right.
You don't know that there's ever any future for it.
So you're living every day like it's the last.
Yeah. We finished. It's the rap party for the movie. We wrapped up the Jackass movie. There's never going to be another one. This is it. Like we're done. We're done. It's always just this feeling of impending doom that it's over. And like the rap party is just that last moment of it. And so because you feel like it's just all over now, you don't want to let go. Right. So at the rap party, you don't want to leave the rap party, because to walk out of that rap party,
it's like this could be the end.
It represents like surrendering to the end. Right. And so you don't want to surrender to the end. So it was just like at the rap parties, it was like, I'm not leaving. And it was like a formal game with security at whatever.
Yeah, you would challenge the security to throw you out, DJ Jazzy Jeff style, like in Fresh Prince when Uncle Phil throws DJ Jazzy Jeff out of the fucking door.
And who got the worst?
You're not allowed to walk out of the rap party on your own 2 feet. You can be carried out by security. Yeah. But you're not, like, you have to, and you're not allowed. That's the only rule. You can't walk out on your own 2 feet, and you can't throw punches. You can't but you can your job is to resist. Yeah. And like we would link arms, you know, so that the kids, they can't carry out multiple people, you know? And it would be like pretty gnarly standoffs, you know? Pretty like heavy duty standoffs.
How many times so
it happened at every single rap party. Every single time. It was a ceremony. It was a beautiful, wonderful ceremony. I'm shocked that you never played the game.
No. And in the last Jackass Forever rap party, y'all were pretty tame.
Wait, was there? I don't even remember that.
You had COVID. You had COVID.
You were under
lock and
on
key.
FaceTime.
But that's a premiere, not a rap party.
Oh.
A rap party. I don't think we ever had a rap party for Jackass Forever.
Because of COVID, I guess.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. But yeah, a rap party and a premiere are two totally different things.
Okay.
By the time the premiere rolls around,
was there a rap party that got the most out of control?
I remember
one or two
for the Jackass the TV show. And then there were only 3. So yeah, the rap party for Jackass the TV show was probably the most iconic, classic one.
Like because you guys were at the most crazy.
We were at the crazy. This was the rap party.
And full of piss and vinegar.
I was on ecstasy, going around making out with dudes, like licking armpits. I had like one of my first cell phones ever, and I pulled it out of my pocket like early on in the rap party. I was like, check out my new cell phone to Tremaine. You know, I was all proud of it, and he just grabbed it out of my hand and threw it as far as he could, like. Like, yeah, that was it. It was like, I feel like it was at a place called the Mayim, something or other. Yeah, it was classic, man. It was epic.
Did you play Harley Down?
What's Harley Down?
Jeff told me that he used to.
Oh, Harley Down.
Yeah, he used to like go out with you guys and like if he saw a row of Harley motorcycles like in the parking lot, he would jump into them so they would like domino. Dude. He would go Harley down, boom, and like domino like 10 Harleys in a row. And when like the angry biker dudes would come out, he would try to blame it on other people. He'd be like,
wow,
that's
gnarly as fuck.
I don't. That sounds even a little bit mean spirited for Jeff Tremaine. Or like, or not maybe not. You know, that's. I wouldn't. I couldn't picture Tremaine actually doing that.
He told me he did it. He went to. He told me that was one of the last times he was arrested, or one of the first.
Wait,
times
wasn't that like written into Bad Grandpa? There was a big motorcycle thing at the end.
They fucked with like a motorcycle gang.
Yeah,
but I don't think they played Harley Down. No, he told me he went to jail for Harley Down. He was like running from the cops, and they found him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that? When was that?
I don't know.
Crazy.
It wasn't
man.
recently.
The crazy thing about Jeff Tremaine is he does like Jackass, Wildboyz, The Dirt, in Eric Andre or whatever, and then he does American Airlines, the safety announcement on the airplane. You ever seen the American Airline? He directed that.
Oh, amazing!
That's his most wide lead thing.
It's unbelievable. I love watching it every time I see it. You see Shauna on there. You see everybody.
Whoa! I didn't see it. I'm always like Xanax out on an airplane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even crazier with Spike. Spike Jonze is like all this like super high art stuff and does Jackass.
Dude, one of my favorite movies, Three Kings, is Spike. You know, he's one of the actors in it.
Yeah.
Shit.
So
wait, what was I gonna say about? Oh, Tremaine told me one time he was at. I mean, maybe this is his tale to tell. You can cut it if you want, but like, he told me he was at Red Lion Pub with Knoxville back in the day. And Knoxville like unloaded his bladder on Tremaine's back. Tremaine was like talking to somebody at the bar, and then like he's like he feels like a little warmth on his back.
That's like every bar, every time. Like there were like two things, like lighting people on fire.
Yeah, Knoxville lit my fit on fire.
And peeing on them.
Yeah. So, like,
yeah, sometimes both.
So like Jeff turns around and Knoxville just unloads like at the end of his bladder, like load, just like. And Jeff said he picked him up and he like chucked him through the bathroom door and started like fucking clobbering him.
Yeah.
And then people were like, what, freaking you out? He's like, no, this is my best friend or whatever. They went back to the bar and drank.
Yeah.
And I heard Jeff was in Germany with Bam one time, and Bam like peed all over this like techno Viking on the dance floor. The guy didn't even notice. He was just getting drenched by Bam's.
There were many games, dude. They're like just peeing on people. peeing in their drinks.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, you can pee on the guy, and that's fun. But if you pee in his drink and then watch him drink it, that's fun.
Yeah.
I
heard you got Volney. Like one time somebody peed in Volney's drink, and he was so butthurt.
Everybody.
Toothless Tom one time peed in Kitao's drink, and Kitao took it like a G. Kitao knew how to handle it. He goes, no, it doesn't bother me.
And then there's the black eye game.
What's that?
That's just you just
punch somebody in the eye.
yeah. There was like there were different variations of black eye game. It was just like you give someone a free shot, and they try and give you a black eye, and then you return the favor. Or the more fun version, when you just hold your fist out
and they run at it.
And it's their job to give themselves a black eye. Black eye game is always fun.
One time I went to a tiki bar with Knoxville and Jeff recently when we rapped Eric Andre's show. It was like a rap party. And I'm talking to Jeff, and I'm waiting for this fucking bartender forever. And then I just feel like my foot feels like it's having the worst allergic reaction. And I look down, and my foot's like engulfed in flames. Knoxville's down on the ground, and like a lighter, matches, and like a bottle of 151 rum. And he goes, "Oh, that was an accident."
Yeah. You got the hot foot.
Yeah, I got the hot foot. I was dancing. I kept trying to do it to the edge, like throughout the night. It wasn't like that was it.
Yeah.
We're calming down. It was like,
yeah, it's so funny, man, because there's very few, I imagine, if any other like groups that really have played these games.
Yeah,
I'm part of a special tribe, man.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, a very special tribe. Now we're parked outside your house.
Yeah.
You've lived in this house for 8 years. You said.
Yeah.
It's great, man.
Thanks, man.
And when I just went up there and checked it out, I saw the sauna, the hot tub. Was that an ice bath too?
Yeah, it's just an outdoor bathtub, and I fill it with ice and do
How
cold
often
plunge.
do you do that?
I should do it more often. I've been in New York for a little bit, but I used to do it all the time.
What do you call that? The Jewish triathlon?
Yeah.
And so you're into that, huh?
Yeah.
What order do you do it in?
If I'm really doing the triathlon, I'll start in the sauna, then I'll go in the ice, then I'll do a cold shower, then the ice bath, then hot tub, then cold shower, then sauna.
So you're gonna
and I have a spout in the sauna that I fill with cold water and dump it over my head.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you'll go into the house for a hot shower?
No, there's an outdoor shower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What, just to wash
cold
the
shower.
sweat off?
Yeah, I'll get as hot as I can in the shower, then do cold in the sauna. Sorry, and then do the cold shower, then walk over to the bathtub.
Is
the ice.
That's for hygienic purposes?
No, just to go from extreme heat, cold, heat, cold, heat, cold.
Wow. And then after the cold plunge, then in the hot tub.
Yeah.
The jackass.
Jackass.
Yeah.
Qu'est-ce que c'est ça? Sur la table, au bon pain.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
Do
You speak French?
Un petit peu.
Wow.
No, not at all. I just said cul-de-sac, coup d'etat, au bon pain sur la table.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good, man.
I feel like you spoke French at one point in your life.
I mean, I took French in high school, or not high school, I did in high school. Whatever, who cares?
Whenever somebody calls you a Boca boy, you go, is that just your regular hatred for Boca? But you're not really from Boca. And I think we covered this in the last podcast. You're from England.
Well, I grew up in 5 different countries, so take your pick.
Did you ever live in Boca, or just your pops is out there?
I was primarily homeless when in Boca. My mom lived in Boca. She would kick me out of the house, and I would be homeless.
So you had a brief Boca stint, but you didn't grow up in Boca.
My mom moved to Boca around the time that I went to the University of Miami. And I was just kind of around South Florida, and my mom was in Boca, and I was sort of just homeless.
Didn't you go to Ringling School?
That was in Sarasota.
In Sarasota? Yeah, my sister went to New College, like up the street. So
yeah, that was in Sarasota.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
So you were bopping around, but you don't claim Boca because you weren't there that long.
Yeah, I never claimed Boca.
You kind of drifted through it a little bit.
I was drifting in the vicinity of Boca. My mom lived there. Yeah. Yeah, it was cool, man. South Florida has been like home base for my family.
Where did you grow up?
Mostly in England.
Till you were what age?
Well, all 4 years of high school, I was at the American school in London.
Okay.
And I went to the University of Miami from there. Prior to that, I lived in London for from 9
Is
to
most of your
12.
childhood London?
Yeah, formative years.
God, you have no accent whatsoever.
I went to the American school in London. Yeah.
Did your accent ever come out, or did you ever have one when you were a child?
Never had one,
You
man.
had an American accent even as a child in London?
Yep, my family spoke with an American accent. My teachers, my fellow students, all American.
Interesting.
I was riding around on a skateboard.
It's a cool place to grow up.
Super cool.
Fucking rad.
Yeah, I mean, I lived in
Boca.
London when I was 9 and had as much freedom as Americans have when they're 16.
So fucking rad.
Yeah. I cruised wherever. You know, I did it all.
Did you see any like punk shows? What years were you there? Did you see like it was like the Clash? You're too young for the Clash and shit like that, right?
Concerts. I remember first concert I ever went to was Twisted Sister.
Nice.
I saw that in like 1985, and
You were like 13.
was it
10?
85? Maybe it was 86. Maybe it was 86.
So like the first wave of like British punk, you were too young. You were like a kid. You were like 5
Yeah,
during that shit. Like the Exploited or Subhumans, all
Yeah.
that shit. You were too young for.
I did go to some punk shows. I saw Gorilla Biscuits.
Did you see like the Specials? That's before
No,
your time.
I saw Gorilla Biscuits. I saw Bad Brains.
Oh, sick.
I saw
Saw Bad
Rollin',
Brains in the 80s or 90s.
the tail end of the 80s or the beginning of the
That's
90s.
sick. That's the time to see them.
I saw
Maybe the
Rollins
70s,
Band. What else?
Jeff told me some story where you and Rollins were like fucking the same chick and you didn't know, and like, and then like he just showed up. You showed up to set not knowing he was gonna be there or something. And you got a little. You guys, you were stirring his porridge, as Jeff says.
Are we gonna have Rollins on here?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you can cut that out. By the way. Now I'm just talking shit. You can cut out whatever you want.
I think he politely passed. He's not doing interviews at this time.
Yeah.
He's still pissed at you.
Is he? No.
I mean, no, you know what? He did an interview for my book. Like,
Oh, that's cool.
He's dude. I love Rollins. Super down for Rollins. And you know, if we were, what do you call it, Eskimo brothers? Like
yeah,
big whoop.
Igloo Bros.
Yeah, big whoop, man. All good. How's your love life these days?
I'm single and I'm ready to mingle. Maybe I'm ready to settle down. I've been on the
yeah?
merry-go-round for quite a bit.
Who is the lady I met in your house?
That is a good friend of mine who's kind of like my unofficial tenant. Like she's just like living there while I live in New York.
God.
Yeah, she just moved from
Sublet.
Yeah, but on like a much casual,
Oh, okay.
more casual term. But she is an amazing musician, and she just moved from Toronto, so she's trying to get her green card and keep getting on her feet. So
Does she play the flesh flute?
I mean, you can bring her down here and ask her. She's got a sense of humor than any of us. You can throw all that shit
I
at her.
figure that's why you're laughing.
100%.
Oh, you think we're bumping uglies?
No, I mean, I'm not. I mean, she's an attractive lady.
She is an attractive woman.
Yeah, she's an attractive lady. I'm not trying to put you on blast,
No,
but
no.
but yeah, man, you're this wildly successful, incredibly
okay.
charismatic, attractive young man.
Thank you.
Just turned 40.
Maybe we should fuck.
Okay, man.
You're bi-coastal.
Bi-coastal, bisexual, bipolar, and whatever
Yeah.
I said, bicuspid, whatever the fuck I was talking about.
Bi-curious.
And
Bi-curious, the fast and the furious. The
Are you-
fast and the bi-curious.
you're still meditating as much as ever?
Yeah, meditate twice a day. Yeah.
Yeah. Never don't do it.
Never don't do it. It's like food.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really fall apart if I don't exercise, journal, meditate, and go to therapy. I fall apart pretty fucking quickly. I unravel.
Yeah.
I have anxiety. You know, I have anxiety disorder.
Do you take any anxiety medication?
Sometimes, like, I'll take a Xanax on the plane.
But nothing like SSRI.
No, I'm a little bit. I have Zoloft on my shelf, and I haven't touched it yet. I tried Lexapro a while ago.
I swear by Zoloft, dude.
Yeah?
I have to have it, man. If I don't take Zoloft, then I waste so much time in suicidal fantasies.
Oh, really? Suicidal
Yeah.
ideation?
Yeah, and not like I've ever been anywhere near attempting
Yeah,
suicide. It's
yeah.
just I just waste time.
Oh, well, that's
on
good.
This
That's
morbid,
good. Then you found your...
just wasting time in this morbid, dark place
That's
that
great.
I don't need to waste time in.
So that's
And
your...
Zoloft, when I'm taking Zoloft, that does not happen.
How many milligrams?
100 milligrams a day.
So how long have you been doing it?
I've been on Zoloft for almost 10 years.
And it really works for you?
A couple times I stopped taking it. I was in this,
Did you start taking it when you got sober? Or were you taking it while you weren't sober?
No. I was sober. I got sober in 2008, and it was 2013 when I started addressing issues with sexual acting out. And I went to see a therapist who specialized in sex addiction. And this therapist said, man, I really think you should be on Zoloft. Like, I just get this incredible, like,
compulsion.
This built up, like, it's like you're very anxious. I just feel it radiating off you, and I think you should take Zoloft. And I was like, man, I'm a sober guy, dude. I don't know if that's like...
Plenty of sober friends are on this.
And this therapist was like, yeah, I'm a sober guy too. You should get on Zoloft. So I got on it, and I noticed it really helped.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm totally down to try it. I just wanted to try. You can't do psychedelics when you're on SSRI, so I wanted to do Bufo this year after my dad's passing. I wanted to try Bufo toad. I want to try ayahuasca. I want to try I never know how to pronounce it. Ibogaine. I want to try all these psychedelic remedies, and then I'm going to try the SSRI. The only thing I worry about is like sexual side effects. Like I tried a Lexapro once, and I couldn't come. I was with my girlfriend in quarantine. And I tried Lexapro, and we would have sex, and I was like, babe, I can't come. I can't ejaculate. And my psychiatrist is like, yeah, that's part of the deal. But my friend who's been on Lexapro for a while, he goes, that happens at first, and then your body adjusts, and you get used to it, and now I come. He just had a kid. He's like, I definitely got, my cum has created life. So,
I think Zoloft is probably not, yes, that is a thing. It never affected me that much, not that big of a deal.
I think it just varies person to person.
Yeah, totally. And I think, I just don't want to take benzos too often. I would never want to develop an addiction to benzos. That's hell on earth.
But Zoloft isn't the same as like Xanax, right?
Zoloft's not a benzo.
Zoloft's an SSRI.
Yeah.
You can't take Zoloft. Zoloft's like Prozac. You can't take it. Like a Xanax is a tranquilizer, essentially. You take it and an immediate effect tranquilizes you. SSRIs you have to build up in your system, and you don't really take them like a recreational drug.
Right. It's not going to work like when you take it. It's like a half-life kind of a thing, and you got to be consistent with it. Yeah,
and it's not a party drug. You're just like it slowly builds up in you so that your mood is elevated out of depression and anxiety.
Right.
Versus a Xanax, which is Xanax is basically the same thing as alcohol. It's alcohol in a pill. It suppresses your GABA receptor. Which is responsible for anxiety and
why are there blackouts with Xanax? Like
so the same pathways, your GABA receptor, and somebody online will be able to say this a lot more articulately than I am. Not a doctor, but like your GABA receptors are responsible for memory, converting short-term memory to long-term memory, and anxiety. Just that your brain uses the same pathway. Just your brain's trying to be efficient, and they combine. Some highways are combined. They have dual function or multiple functions.
Kind of like your dick shoots out different stuff.
So yeah, your dick shoots out pee and your dick shoots out cum. So your GABA receptor is responsible for anxiety, and it's responsible for short-term memory converting to long-term. So that's why when you drink, you brown out and black out, and when you take Xanax, you brown out and black out because you're tampering with the same receptor that's responsible for memory.
Yeah, I just remember watching a video of this kid. He woke up in jail on like a triple homicide, and ate a bunch of Xanax, drank beer, fucking murdered a lot of people. And like, you don't remember what you did?
That's a psychotic person.
Is that like...
I've eaten a bunch of Xanax and drank a bunch of beer, and I didn't go on a fucking murder spree.
Yeah, that's true. I guess you don't murder people if you're not a murderer.
Yeah, a murderer murders. Yeah, no, it just reduces your anxiety. But alcohol and benzos are basically the exact same thing. Benzos are like a pill form of alcohol. My MDMA therapist broke it down.
My MDMA therapist, that's great.
He broke it down.
That's great. Yeah, but just to close the loop on the Zoloft thing, started in 2013, and then a few years later, I was in a fairly short-lived relationship with somebody who was aggressively opposed to the idea of like that kind of medication.
Yeah.
And while in that relationship, I just stopped taking it.
Cold turkey?
Yeah. And when I stopped taking Zoloft, like, boom, night and day. the difference was just so stark. Like back into this dark, morbid, morbid, like this crappy, miserable place.
Yeah, if it works for you, it works for you.
Then I started taking it again. Night and day, that all went away.
That's
so
great.
I've had the experience like going back and forth and back and forth.
And the compulsive behavior too subsided?
I mean, that's kind of a different thing.
Like the ruminating thoughts, like, you know.
Because it's all related to anxiety, depression, and obsessive compulsive thoughts.
Intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
Shit.
So I don't know. Like, I mean, like Scott said, everybody's different. You know, I'm not a doctor, but goddamn, my personal experience, I have to have Zoloft.
Yeah, great.
Now, you see yourself being on Zoloft for the rest of your life?
I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Some say that, like, you can... This is what psychiatrists have told me. They were like, you can be on an SSRI as long as you need it. So you can be on it for 3 months if you're in a rough patch. You can be on it for 3 years, or you can be on it for 30 years. It's just totally up to... It's case by case, was what...
Yeah, I just don't even want to test the waters.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So, how is the season 666 going? It's airing?
It just started, yeah. Problem is nobody has cable anymore. So like, is it on Hulu? I'm like, in December.
Oh, wow.
So you can download it. You can watch it on YouTube TV. You can watch it on Adult Swim. You can watch it on the Adult Swim app. And then in December 2nd, you can watch it on Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you say download it, it's on iTunes?
iTunes, yes, sir.
iTunes, okay.
Yeah, that's how I watched it last night.
And how's the new host, Felipe Esparza?
Felipe's great, and we had also my friend Kyle Bostic co-host a couple episodes, and we had this character called the Fridge Keeper, who's kind of like the Crypt Keeper. We had him host an episode. We did a cold episode.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Now, when you have like a guest like Lil Nas X on, does he go into it knowing like, okay, I know what the show's about, or do you guys give him like a rundown?
It's the whole spectrum. We don't tell them anything, and I don't talk to them off camera. I don't tell them anything. We put them in a trailer far, far away from the stage. They're completely isolated from everything that's about to happen. So it's the entire spectrum of people like not even knowing my name or the name of the show, to like Lil Nas X, who's a little bit more savvy and knows me and knows the show. But I don't tell him I'm about to, dump ice cream on his head or whatever.
For sure. Yeah.
So we kind of have it foolproof where it doesn't matter whether you know it or not. Once explosives start going off and cockroaches start flying out of the coffee cup, you're going to have a reaction.
So you're no better than Knoxville.
No, I'm no better. We're two sociopaths going at it.
Yeah,
I will tell you this: I'm not allowed to touch the guests, and especially when you prank people on the street, you can't touch them.
Yeah.
So I definitely can't. I've never really attacked somebody with a stun gun or a taser. Yeah, a weapon.
Yeah. So you don't assault people with weapons, but you're assaulting them with ice cream.
Yes, ice cream and cockroaches.
You're not touching them. But
the roaches, but the roaches are, or the scorpions or whatever.
So you're a despicable, awful person.
Yeah.
And everything that you say about Knoxville is a total double standard.
Yep, 100%. I'm 100% a total hypocrite. He taught me everything I know, and he used it. And he used it on me, and total fucking hypocrite.
Well, I love it.
Yeah.
I love the way you operate. I love that I've always been invited to your birthday party. Of
course.
A
lifelong invitation. As long as you're on Zoloft, you can come to my birthday party.
I think I've only made it to one. And that was the one where you gave these fancy, expensive hairpiece wigs to every guest.
Oh, gosh, I don't remember that one. Were you there for the drug pinata? The quinceañera?
I don't think I was there for that.
Yeah.
What kind of drugs do you have in there?
Acid and ecstasy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Genius.
That's great.
This year, our drug pinata, Live Nation did the party this year, and they were like, we can't put illicit drugs in there. I was like, okay, fine. I was like, what drugs are legal? I go, just put poppers, whippets, and Newport cigarettes in the pinata. And they're like, okay.
Now Newports are no longer legal, isn't that right?
Yeah, I think we got in.
Yeah.
Legal. Like because of the menthol?
The menthol, yeah.
Yeah, and it
all
panders to
Newports are
kids,
just
they
regulars
say,
now.
something, yeah.
And whippets are legal?
Well, they're food grade. They're for chefs.
Yeah.
They're for whipped cream.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I dated a dessert chef. She used them all the time for its intended purposes. It's common.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess alcohol's legal.
Yep.
Yeah. Alcohol and guns are legal.
Yeah.
Alcohol and guns. You can go to Walmart. You can get Oxycontin, Xanax, Jack Daniels, and all the weapons you want. Just walk out. Think about that.
That's wild.
The government doesn't give a fuck about your safety. We have more people in prison than any other country. They don't give a fuck. And we have mass shootings like no other country has mass shootings. Wow. It's a purely American phenomenon, school shootings. Any country that has a mass shooting, they just immediately get rid of all the guns. So the drug laws aren't based on safety.
Yeah, but there's never any guns in the UK when you're growing up, right? Like it's
right.
Yeah.
Canada, Australia.
Yeah. Chris Rock has the best joke. He goes, the government doesn't want you to use your drugs. The government wants you to use their drugs.
Yeah. For sure.
So.
Yeah. All right, bro.
Was that too Rage Against the Machine Def Poetry Jam of a fucking dismount?
No, it was great.
That was fucking great, man. I love you, bro.
I love you too, man.
Yeah,
it's always a pleasure.
You kind of look like Zach De La Roche.
The highest compliment. I loved that fucking band growing up. I just saw them at Madison Square Garden before he ripped his leg, but before he canceled the tour, I saw them at MSG and they're fucking unbelievable.
For sure.
And they haven't aged. They look exactly the same. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. Yeah, they're fucking great.
Yeah,
Love
dude.
them.
All right, bro.
All right, my man.
Give me a hug.
Love you, buddy.
Yeah.
Give me knuckles.
Anything.
Give me a suck.
Yeah, dude. Eric Andre is a dear friend, and God bless him for everything. Now, some of you guys might be thinking, wait a second. Did they put up 2 podcasts in the last week? You bet your butt we did. And I think we're going to go ahead and put up 2 podcasts this next week. And the week after that. Why? Because, man, we're on fire for it. We love the Wild Ride. We're bringing you content like crazy, baby. And those of you who stick around to the very end are my favorite people in the whole wide world. So thank you. I love you. And I want you to have the greatest day ever. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayim Bialik.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. So nice to meet you.
It's very nice to meet you inside of your tour bus.
Yeah, thank you. And you've met Paul Brisske and Scott Randolph.
Yes.
Hello.
So this is great. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
And you're the official host of Jeopardy now?
I'm one of 2 people finishing out this season of Jeopardy as host, and I don't know more yet. If I did, I would talk about it.
Right.
But
well, not necessarily. You're professional.
I could also be lying to you, but in this case, I'm telling you that I'm not. But, I kind of live from season to season as a sitcom actor. And so Jeopardy has fallen right into my schedule of not really knowing what I do past any particular May. So I will basically be working, I'm on Call Me Kat, which is the sitcom that I work on. I'll be on that.
And you produce.
That's right. I mean, they give you that credit, but basically I'm, an actor who sometimes says like, what if I do this? But once that ends, I will finish out the season of Jeopardy. But Ken basically does the episodes that are recorded when I'm at Call Me Kat. So
that's Ken Parson.
Ken Jennings.
Ken Jennings on Jeopardy. He was the guy that won the most money ever, right?
Yeah,
the winningest.
He's the winningest.
Yeah.
How do you get the job being the host? Because there's some words that you don't understand. You're reading it in real time.
Yeah. Well, so keep in mind you're watching an edited show, meaning if I mess up pronunciations all the time. On average, 5 things per episode we have to, redo. So when it all comes together, like it looks like, I mess up things all the time. Sometimes I mess up totally normal words that are in the language that I was raised speaking, just because it's a lot of words and you're talking for, hours and hours and hours. So just sometimes your brain gets slower than, the words trying to come out. And so
I was always impressed with Alex. Like he'll just read a French word. I'm like, how does he know that?
Because he's French Canadian.
Okay. Well, an Italian word.
He was good.
He was just...
I read Italian words, okay? I do pretty good. The one thing that is hard for me is French. Like, if something's... Well, I'm a Spanish speaker, so like if something's in Spanish or even... I know Italian is not the same thing as Spanish, but it's... Those I get... But French, there's letters that are there for no apparent reason, and I don't know how I'm supposed to know not to pronounce some, and you do pronounce others. So French is the hardest for me, and, I think everyone knows that.
I've often found it difficult to be around French people.
The French Canadians, especially, they're their own breed.
The worst of the French.
Right.
Wait, I have a question with Jeopardy. When they say like, let's go to the judges.
Yeah.
Is that one guy sitting there? Is that like a room full of people like looking up stuff?
It's as a group.
And are they giving you a thumbs up? Like what
There's
happens
a lot
there?
of thumbs ups that happen because. So, I mean, there's a whole art, which is, I think it's so fascinating, like how a show like Jeopardy is constructed, like the number of pieces and opinions and things that go into every single clue. So for certain things, they'll already list other acceptable answers for things where a couple answers are acceptable, or they'll make a note if like, oh, if they say this, they need to be more specific, right? So I'm like learning those things, but sometimes they'll come up with something and I'm just like, I don't know. And so, yeah, I have a light that turns green if it's a go and if it turns red if it's not.
Wow, so you just like speak to the judges like, judges, what do you think?
No,
and then you just look for the light.
They're looking at a camera that's very close to my face and I do not have a poker face. Like, you know, I'm like a cartoon character. Like you see every thought that happens. So they can tell if I'm like, you know, and then I'll get but yes, there are judges. We sometimes shut down for close to an hour over one decision. Wow. So you don't see that. You just see that like, oh, they rule on this. But any episode where we correct someone's score, like the judges have ruled that mahogany is also an acceptable tree that begins with an M or whatever it is. That usually means we've shut down for like an hour.
Wow. But as it played on the show, it was just like, judges, yes, good.
Correct.
Or
and
like,
I'll
we
say
changed
like,
that.
after review, we're adding, you know, that happened in, we just had the college, you know, championship. And that happened where it was like literally mahogany, some tree. And, yeah, and it can change the course of the game. And, you know, I mean, I saw the movie Quiz Show. I know how intense this is. There's a lawyer on set all day, a lawyer from Standards and Practices. It's there to imagine going to law school and you get placed sitting on Jeopardy. Yeah. They just sit and make sure that everything's kosher and, you know.
The guy I went to high school with ended up on Standards and Practices at Dancing with the Stars. And he was in charge of making sure that I had covered up the tattoos on my knuckles, which said shit and fuck.
Wow.
That's that guy's job.
Yeah, was that his only job? Does he also make sure it's not like too sexual?
In general, right, in general. But that fell under the umbrella.
There are no such tattoos on your knuckles.
I since had them lasered off.
I figured.
He
told you that?
He did, yeah.
That's great.
And he was a great guy, too.
They did a great job, by the way.
Well, thank you. You can still see the eye right there. Shit went in a little bit deeper.
You don't miss those tattoos?
I loved them. You know, it's crazy that I wanted to say how my mom and I used to bond over Jeopardy, and she was so good at it. I mean, it was just an exercise in me losing every time, but we loved it. And also, my mom, the last time she laughed was when I showed her shit fuck on my knuckles. She said, "My son is a shit fuck." And I lost my mom in 2003. But yeah, she was great, and she loved Jeopardy. It's really, really cool. What an institution.
Oh, I mean, it's its own legacy.
You said that Jeopardy falls into kind of what your norm was with sitcoms, which was living season to season. But having said that, you did pretty well with shows that made it from season to season.
Thank you. You know, I definitely, in that sense, this kind of job or potential job is different, you know, than being an actor. Like there's so many more things at stake for a company when they, you know, try and decide like who's the face of this brand. You know, also like being female, you know, it's like, it's very different. You've never had that. So that's, you know, different. You know, I didn't grow up seeing anybody that looked like me on television, much less in the streets of the city that I lived in. So it's also like, it's kind of cool to be like a quirky person who has always been super different, and to get to kind of be, you know, on a very mainstream, you know, thing. Like it's kind of cool and scary, but mostly cool.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
With like television kind of feeling like it's going the way of the dodo. Is there a streaming platform that is sort of propping up the
for Jeopardy, you mean?
Yeah. Like,
I think that's probably, you know, beyond my scope of business understanding and things. But
maybe I'm completely wrong.
No,
maybe,
I think that's sort of when I was originally hired to work as part of the Jeopardy family. I was basically brought on to host like the primetime stuff, and in theory, if other things go on and into streaming places, but due to all the things that happen, I ended up moving more into the syndicated role. But people really like to watch Jeopardy.
Yeah, I bet.
Like it's a very.
I watch it on YouTube while I drive.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So there's that.
Probably should be focusing on the road.
People watch it. They watch it like live. Like a lot of people want to watch that. So, it's one of those kind of American television institutions, you know?
It almost falls like in the sports category a little bit where you want to watch it live and like.
Exactly. It's like outside of the realms. And I think because it's on every blessed night, it's kind of like, it's not the kind of thing you catch up on the weekends. Like you're kind of either in it or you're not.
Right.
And then if there's like a long running champ, like we had Amy, then that'll happen that people, you want to see what happens. I mean, here's the thing, like every game feels exciting to me because I'm getting to watch in real time, like three people super excited and competitive and like holding information that like I have no idea how they know all the things. Yeah. It's insane. I mean,
impressive.
It's another level. It's not even like you could be like, oh, if I start learn. No, these are people. Their brains they're special.
Yeah.
They're wired to hold that.
I'm not smart enough to remember to say what is before every sentence.
Same. Imagine having to remind people of that and like tell them it's wrong in Double Jeopardy. If they don't say it, it's actually considered a wrong answer.
Right. You got to make it in the form of a question.
It's very stressful though. Oh, my mom had never watched Jeopardy, which we found out because when my first episode aired, I literally posted a series of texts where she was like, "You look amazing," whatever moms say when you're on Jeopardy. Mm-hmm. Why is everything in the form of a question? That's literally what she asked me. I was like, because that's the show. No, but what? This was a text. No, but why is it? I'm like, no, the show is about, you phrase it as a question. She didn't know.
Am I right that they always had Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune go back to back?
Yeah, it's actually we share a crew.
7 and 7:30.
Yeah, we share a crew. They're right across the street. So my like Sony credentials on one side says Jeopardy, on the other side says Wheel of Fortune, which is just kind of cool.
Wow.
So you can just sneak onto the Wheel of Fortune set?
No, because of COVID. Once COVID is, quote, over,
right, I'm
going to be everywhere.
Right.
I'm going to be on the wheel, spinning around.
And Vanna White is still doing the letters?
She's still, and they both look like they've been...
Pat Sajak.
They look like they haven't aged.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure if you get close enough... They look like they've aged, but they look unbelievable. I don't know what happens on that stage, but I should hang out there more.
I heard about Pat Sajak. He was Good Morning Vietnam. That's who it was. When Robin Williams played his character, he was like a disc jockey for the Vietnam War.
It was based off of Pat Sajak?
I could be completely fucking lying about that, but
I love this story.
But I think that's... if we can confirm that, I think that's what...
I mean, you want me to look it up on my phone or something?
I don't know. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, it's...
I'll look it up, I guess.
What a weird fact to not be 100% certain about.
Well, you'd be surprised. Scott will throw something out. If you challenge it for 1 second, he's like, I could be making that up.
It's like, that's really bold. Okay.
I just did it. So we can find that out, but...
I'm going to look it up.
So going back to your acting, when like the your first gig was 1987.
Yeah.
So that would would have made you like 9 or something.
No. I started acting when I was 11 in 1986, and I was cast in a horror film, Pumpkinhead. It was a Stan Winston movie. It's terrifying. Like I couldn't even see it. It was that terrifying. I didn't like horror movies. Pumpkinhead. Yeah, it's a real classic from the vault. I mean, I think I have like 3 lines. I was like Wallace Kid number 5.
Is that one of those cult classics that people go to Comic-Cons?
Like in those arenas, like I have a friend who's super in, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you were in Pumpkinhead. I know that." Like, okay. And then I was cast in Beaches about a year after I started acting, and I played the young Bette Midler. And then after that, I did Blossom from 14 to 19. And then I left the industry. I, went to college and grad school. I had kids. And then I came back, did Big Bang Theory for 9 years. And then I've been on Call Me Kat.
How does leaving the industry, like that's, you think of child stars. Mm-hmm. And so often it's like a really tragic story about how like, you know, all of a sudden the entertainment industry was finished with them, and then everything went sideways. And so you finished Blossom, and you were like, okay, I'm good now. I'm going to go to college and become a neuroscientist.
I mean, like the short answer's yeah, kind of. You know, I come from an immigrant family. Like my grandparents are immigrants, and so like I was taught you go to college. Like that's what you do.
Right.
You know, especially as a woman, like if you don't have to be cleaning the floors of the house that you moved into because you married this dude and you're his property, go to college. Like, you know, if you have a different life, take it. So I was 2 years out of high school when Blossom ended, and yeah, I was definitely you know, not really like I was never really comfortable in Hollywood.
Right.
It like I wasn't really interested in like the fame part of it. That was really intimidating, and I wanted to go to college. I wanted to like be judged for, you know, the work that I did with my brain and not just sort of what money I could make for whoever. I had had an amazing tutor for biology when I was on the set of Blossom, and I fell in love with science. I was not a natural science student. It was very, very hard. And, you know, it was difficult all the way through grad school. Like I wasn't that kind of brain that was like, I got this. Like it was very, very hard the whole way through. I did 5 years undergrad. I did a minor in Hebrew and Jewish studies. And then I met the person that I ended up, you know, dating for 5 years. We got married. We had 2 kids. I had my first in grad school. And I went straight to a doctorate program in neuroscience. And I had my second son, and then we were running out of health insurance because this is America. And I figured if I can just get like enough acting work, just literally to get some insurance. Like I was teaching neuroscience, I was tutoring piano, I was tutoring Hebrew. Like I had a baby strapped to my chest and was like I was out. You know, like I didn't know what size clothes I wore, just like whatever I put. My hair was like I had like long hippie chick hair. I was living, you know, my best life. I didn't have to wear a bra if I didn't want to. Like, it was great. And I had never seen The Big Bang Theory. Like, it was one of the first auditions I went on when I kind of like tried to start auditioning again. And, you know, it was a guest spot. I was in the season finale of season 3 of Big Bang. And then, you know, 9 years later, you know, and in that time I got divorced, you know, my dad died. Like my kids got older, you know, it's like a whole other life, you know?
Right.
So like not what I was planning, and also amazing.
Right. With you said a doctorate in neuroscience. Is that different from medical school?
Yeah. So I didn't have the grades to go to medical school. That's the God's honest truth. There's a class called organic chemistry, and that is the class that decides if you go to med school or not. And I could not. I mean, I think a B- was like the highest grade I was able to get in, you know, the full year and a half of organic chemistry I had to do. I ended up going to graduate school. That's a doctorate. So what that means is there's like a core curriculum of graduate work in neuroscience, which is neuroanatomy and, you know, biochemistry and molecular neuroscience and all those things. And then you do rotations, you work in a laboratory, and then you choose a field of study. And a doctorate is original research, meaning research that has not been done before, that you do over a period of time of your graduate work. And that's why it takes about 6 or 7 years for my department. And I had, let's say I did 2 years of coursework, then you take qualifying exams. I had to do remediation on 2 because I just, there's a certain way of thinking and communicating that doesn't come naturally to me. I'm not a natural scientist. So it was definitely a slog. And then I had my first son after I finished my coursework, was in data collection. I studied obsessive compulsive disorder, which is a real hoot.
I have that really bad.
Do you? I won't ask for your blood or your spit.
There's different kinds. His is more like he has to respond to emails.
Oh.
Which really
that's the
works
compulsiveness.
well.
So yeah.
Or, but I'll say something and I'm like, did I really say that? And then I'll just second guess like something somebody told me.
That definitely. I'm not formally diagnosing, but yes, that will occur on that spectrum.
That roadcaster that's recording all of our sound would probably get checked 300 times in the course of a podcast to make sure it's still on.
All right, so we're moving into moderate OCD. You want to give me another one?
When I was younger, you know, when you're driving in the car and then there's the line and then the bumps in the street, I'd have to like point my finger in between every one.
So what? Yeah. Okay. So you're my people. So what happens if you don't?
Nothing.
What does it feel like?
Well, I've gotten over to the point where like, you know, I can work it out and I won't do it.
No, but like, do you feel like, oh, the earth might end? Like,
well, now I guess if I don't respond to an email, it's just like, it looks so bad and terrible. You know, but enough about, hey, did Pat Sajak ever get back to you on that question? Or
Pat Sajak was a DJ in Vietnam, but he is not the one that movie is based on. There was a show called Dawn Busters with a DJ named Kroner, and he would start every show saying, "Good morning, Vietnam."
I like your story better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll cut that out.
Wait, also one more OCD question. Do you have a number?
No, my lucky number is 6. I'm not like a number OCD person.
Okay.
But we have to like turn the knob 4 times or things like that.
People. Well, so I lived my whole life just being the person I was, and it wasn't until I had a psychiatrist who asked me some very specific questions that I realized, oh my God, not everyone does this. He was assessing me. I was in college, and he was like, "Do you have a number?" And I was like, "Of course I do." He's like, "Tell me more." And I was like, "Well." So I didn't know that not everybody has. I was like, yeah, I count breaths, I count steps. It's like, and he's like, oh, okay, I have to touch things. Yeah. 3 is mine. I like 9 because it's 333. But I thought everybody has a number and counts their breaths and steps. And he's like, just very special people like you. So
wow. And so that went in. That's why you became a neuroscientist. So
it's funny. No. And also that's the field of study I ended up with because I'm a vegan neuroscientist. And that means the choices for research, if you don't want to work on animals, are quite small. One of the choices of human labs, that you can work in my department if you don't want to work with animals, was a lab studying the field of mental retardation, and like Prader-Willi syndrome was the syndrome that I worked with, and they have very high rates of OCD. So I studied it in this particular population.
Wow,
so is that different?
Interested.
Is that different than what you did because Steve had drugs tested on him as a human?
Yeah, I signed up for a medical study for FDA approval.
Oh.
And anything that's ever going to come in contact with the human body, they have to test it.
For sure.
And if you're testing a toothpaste, you might get like $10.
Yeah.
But
What'd you test?
I had drugs for pigs and cows tested on me, so I got $2,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
What were the drugs supposed to do?
It was supposed to increase the muscle mass and decrease the fat of cattle
it was the 80s.
to appeal to a more health conscious consumer.
There's so much ironic about what you just said.
Right.
Did it work?
They knew it was going to increase our heart rate. And the target of the study was to give us the drug until somebody's resting heart rate was over 150 beats per minute.
No, that doesn't feel... Okay.
Yeah, it was dangerous, and that's why they paid so well. The more danger, the more money.
That's what I always say.
Yeah, and if they're right in, I wanted to be the gnarly, crazy guy.
Yes,
so this was like right in the narrative that I was trying to spin.
What was your heart rate? Do you remember?
Mine never went over 90, I don't think.
Mine does 170 before I go up on stage.
I make him open for my shows, and his watch tells him his heart rate is like...
Don't do that to him.
It's like 169, 170.
Isn't it good for you? It's like exercising.
No, it's not good for you. Jesus.
I thought it's like
How bad is
exercise
it
to get
for
your
me?
heart rate up.
We need to call HR. You and I need to call HR.
My cortisol levels are through the
Are you
roof.
kidding me?
Right,
But do you normally have like a blood pressure issue?
Well, lately, because I gained some weight.
Oh my God. Okay, until he loses that weight, do not put him
Am I
in that
gaining
situation.
weight because my cortisol levels are so high?
I mean, there's probably a lot of reasons. I don't know.
I think it's got a lot
Are
to
your
do with
cortisol
all the
levels
pasta.
elevated?
Doesn't it do that when you're like heart rate, you're stressed?
Cortisol is it's a stress marker. I mean, I have so many questions for you. Do you go to therapy?
I used to. I probably should.
How's that going for you?
I bite my nails quite a bit.
Same. I'm a chronic nail biter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good boy.
Struggle's real.
When you were taking the organic chemistry,
Organic chemistry,
what was
I
your...
cried a lot.
Was that at Whole Foods?
Was your hope to get very good grades and become a doctor at that point?
I actually wanted to go into psychiatry. This was in an era before everyone hated psychiatry. I was interested in really more the therapeutic side of psychiatry. If I were to do anything, I wasn't really interested in the institution of the medical field just because it was the beginning of, what we've kind of seen it become. It's like they're more business people, they have to get like MBAs at, just to be a medical doctor now. And just insurance is such a mess. And I think it's such a disgrace that, a country as wealthy as ours can't do it. But I wanted to work with people with psychiatric conditions. And so that was actually my interest. And so, that kind of pivot is like one of those moments where you're like, oh, my mom was wrong. I can't do anything I want if I set my mind to it. Yeah. It's kind of like I also couldn't learn to be a concert pianist at 19 if I wanted to. It's just that's not how it works,
Right.
I mean, I'm an okay pianist, but you can't just be like, I'm gonna make my brain do like my mom said I can.
Right. Yeah. So you wanted to be a doctor, but in hindsight, you're glad that you're not.
Yeah, I mean, you can still call me doctor, but cool. I mean, you don't have to. But no, I mean, I do. I hold a doctorate. It's a doctor of philosophy in neuroscience is the title of
You're
a
not
doctorate.
an MD.
So I'm not an MD. No,
Right.
like if you say, is there a doctor on the on the plane or whatever? Like, no.
No, yeah, you're staying silent.
I mean, like I'll hold your hand and rub your back.
Right.
So you're like a Sam Harris. Are you familiar with Sam Harris?
I was in class with Sam Harris.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
We went to neuroscience to neuroscience grad school together. We were colleagues.
Wow, do you
that's
guys still
great.
stay in touch?
Yeah, I actually had him on my podcast. He was one of our first guests we had. There's we were a class of like 18 or something, and several of us didn't stay, as it were, in traditional neuroscience research positions. But Sam worked in brain mapping, which is actually where I did my undergraduate training. So, yeah.
Super cool.
Because Sam got really into meditation. Do you meditate at all with being a neuroscientist?
Yeah. So
brain mapping?
I mean, I'm a person who, I grew up with mental health challenges in a time when nobody talked about it. It was just like, your parents told you when you were hungry, when you were happy, when you were cold. Like,
Right.
it was a very different time. And then I, got into therapy and sort of started, being medicated in various ways, by the establishment. I mean, from the time I was a teenager, because we couldn't figure out, what was wrong, as it were. So, my story is like a lot of people's. It's been a constant journey, like there's been times when I have not been on medication. I am on medication now. I have a lot of mixed feelings about that.
Me too. I'm
yeah.
on medication.
Yeah, I thought you meant you have mixed feelings about me being on medication. No, but the other things I do is I do go to therapy. I go twice a week. I do participate in 12-step programs. Alcohol is not my allergy, but other things are. And I have decided to sort of break my anonymity, and I do talk about that, about the kind of support and really the changes in your behavior that do help your brain rewire, in addition to medication, all the other things. And lo and behold, meditation is one of those things that takes care of a lot of the somatic stuff. Like, I started having heartburn, which like anyone living in our society during I think the last 10 years, probably has had some freak out or reaction to anything coming out of Washington, D.C. in any direction. Mm-hmm. And I started getting heartburn and was instructed to up my meditation or like try and take it more seriously.
What kind of meditation?
It went away. So I am not a transcendental meditation person. I do not really, I respect that form of meditation, but the interaction I've had is like, you pay a lot of money for like a mantra, and I haven't felt the need to do that. I use a free app that should pay me. I don't, I'm happy for them to.
Yeah.
I use Insight Timer, and what it is it's a free app. I don't pay for anything on there. I mean, I make donations to, and there's like a search bar, and you put in whatever you're feeling or experiencing, even if it's like back pain, and it just pulls them up, and it's like, oh, I want a 10-minute one. And that's what I do. I try and do a meditation at lunch at work, when I'm filming, like no matter what. Even if it's like a 5-minute one or whatever, I do that. And then I try and do one at night also. It's one of those things that the science absolutely backs up what thousands of years of Eastern philosophy. And it's like, it's kind of like, oh, here's the research. It's like, you don't need the research. Like, this is like, it's completely legit that it completely changes the oxygen. Like it's not magic. I mean, there's a mystical element to a transcendental experience, and I've had experiences when not, on drugs that are outside of the realms, I would say of quantifiable human experience. Like I've experienced things that I cannot explain in meditative states. But again, I don't necessarily think that there's like, magic to it. Like it is open to everyone to learn to breathe, and that's really what,
Scientifically,
yeah, like, you want the research.
What is going on? Like when you meditate and your back hurts, but you can fix that with meditation.
Yeah.
Is that because your back hurts just because you're stressed or,
So, I mean, that's like, this is one of my favorite things to talk about.
Cool.
I'll try and give it, like the most kind of concise, like my understanding as I've been instructed. So, many people have what is now kind of collectively called in the field, they're calling it mind-body syndrome. And what it means is it's not in your head. You know, the word psychosomatic makes people feel like, oh, you think I'm lying, right?
It's a synonym for pussy.
Exactly, right. It's like toughen up, right? No, but if you've ever known someone who has a nervous stomach and like before a date, they like lose the contents of, like have to go to the bathroom and lose the contents of it. That's exactly what mind-body syndrome is. However, for some people, it lodges not in their stomach, but in their back. Or it will lodge, in the form of migraines. Or, like there was a time in my life when they were certain I had irritable bowel syndrome. I was just extremely stressed in a way that my body completely needed to indicate. And I've, after I moved through that period of I've never had it since, right? But if I had taken the classic Western approach, like you have IBS, medicine, this, like make your life crazy, you can't eat anything anymore, your life is miserable, I would have gone down a whole other, track. So what I've done is kind of pursue scientifically legitimate therapy it's called somatic therapy, where they work with your overall anxiety. It's often from trauma or stress. And the idea is to lower your baseline so that you do not essentially feel things in your body as intensely. People are like, oh, I'm an empath. Like that is real. It's real that some people feel things more deeply and manifest them in their body. And I'm not saying you can cure the cancer with your brain, but what we do know is that the more we support this kind of health, the better our immune system functions and the better we function in general. The shorter answer is that there's an autonomic nervous system that is in your body that you are programmed with that teaches you to calm down. And it's something that's in mammals. Like it's not like a special human thing. And that kind of breath work and that kind of increase of oxygen and, like most of us don't even breathe all the way through, right? We just we breathe with our shoulders, right?
Everyone just started breathing.
Right, but what it does is it tells that part of your nervous system to dial everything down. Like it lowers your blood pressure. Like it does all those things, and that's true. It's not, and there's people who are like, oh, your brain waves this. I'm happy to have people do brain studies up the wazoo, but like that's kind of all you need to know. Everyone's moving too fast. We're all processing too much information. No one has attention for anything. And nothing's been recording this whole time.
I think this camera just died, though. I got that.
The breathing different ways can help me fall asleep too.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, no one feels good when you're breathing as if you're scared. And I remember that's actually specifically what was happening. I'm not trying to be political, but for me, when certain things were happening in our last presidential experience, I was waking up feeling terrified, like literally not even a cognitive fear. I was feeling like something was threatening me.
Right.
It's like, oh, it's because I'm reading the news like right before bed, and it activates, and some people might watch horror films, read the news, and be like totally fine. I'm not that person. So instead of me like trying to fit my life to be like all those other people who are fine, I'm just gonna like stop watching the news and being on social media and hating myself all day.
Right.
And lo and behold, my heartburn went away.
Wow.
Yeah, they said babies breathe with their stomachs because they're not stressed.
Right.
The humans breathe with their chest.
Well, yeah, because like the world is terrifying,
I haven't taken a breath since you asked that question.
Jeez.
I'm so interested in so much of this, but with vegan,
you're like, but let's get back to Jeopardy.
No, not at all, not at all. With that vegan and science sort of being your focus. Does it drive you crazy to no end the way the animal rights community twists science and like you see these various.
You can. I'm a safe vegan. Like you can tell me all the things that bother you.
Yeah, I mean, you
don't want to see the sad cow eyes. They're very sad.
No. I don't mind that. I don't mind. I wish that they would just do that. What bothers me is when you've got these vegan documentaries which are saying, "Oh, sugar doesn't cause diabetes; it's animal product," and it's like. Wait a second, for all the people who are becoming vegan because of this misinformation coming out of these vegan documentaries, and then all of a sudden And then all of a sudden, these people realize, oh, wait a second, that wasn't true.
Well, right. So, I mean, there are a lot of vegan documentaries, and also not necessarily vegan ones, but just ones about like, Food Inc. and, things like that, about kind of like factory farming, which I think everyone should just know about. It's like,
absolutely.
And I think, it kind of like it takes all kinds, right? You never know what's going to impact someone or, make them make a change. For me, like, I don't feel like I have a personal agenda, around making other people vegan. But I know that for a lot of people, that a lot of vegans do. And yeah, I think that the general guidelines I feel like that everyone should be going by is we're all eating too much processed food.
Yes.
No matter what. We're all eating too much salt and too much sugar.
Yes.
And we're not eating enough things the way the good Lord made them, right? The way the earth produces them. So that's true for everyone. And my thing is also like, I don't believe that everyone needs to be vegan. That's not my goal. What I do think is that, we should hold our government much more responsible for the way they help us eat. And in particular, the notion that the cheapest food is what is often most kind of subsidized, and which also does tend to give people a lot of diseases that otherwise might be preventable, that is a shame, but I know why people eat fast food. It's because, well, it's delicious, right? And it is convenient and it's inexpensive.
Right.
So as long as we keep incentivizing, that kind of and as long as that is subsidized in large parts by a government that's like, we promise it's good for you, we're going to continue to have a tremendous health crisis.
For sure.
So I do believe that even small things like this notion of meatless Mondays, even the notion that you don't need to eat meat 3 times a day. Like, I promise, and I think, and I'm really not a conspiracy person, but when you look at, kind of the general marketing of meat and dairy in particular, it's like it's true. We've all been told this is how it is. Like, your teeth are going to fall out if you don't drink milk 3 times a day is what I was raised with, right? Yeah. Like, my bones are going to break and I'll be laying in the street like a boneless,
Right.
And that's actually not true. Is one of the easiest ways to get calcium to drink a big glass of the milk of another animal? Yes. Nobody's like, let me strain the beans to get the calcium. I have to eat beans 72 times a day. Nobody wants that.
Right.
But to me, like, I don't like to be lied to.
Right. That's my point.
Especially by a government. I just don't like that.
Right.
So to me, like, you can be honest. You can be like, there's a lot of ways to get calcium, and here's the one that we're going to subsidize because it's good for the farmers.
Right.
And I have family that lives and works on a dairy. Like, I have family in Israel that lives on a kibbutz, and there's a dairy there. So, like, I've, spent time there. I've worked in the dairy. I've helped cows give birth. Like, I've done all the things, you know.
Right.
Pretty much everyone who works there is vegan, That's kind of...
And I believe, too, that with factory farming, the most horrific of all of it for me is the dairy.
Well, I mean, the treatment of the workers themselves should also bother us.
Right.
Because like Karl Marx was right about a couple things. And when you want to make the most product for the least amount of money and the most profit for the people at the top, everyone below that will suffer.
Right.
The things that are making the product, which is in this case the animals, but also the workers that are doing that work. And there was a wonderful expose, I think it was in Harper's years ago, about the injuries and things that happen to people who routinely work in these kind of factories. Like, the turnover is like so rapid because like their bodies, like it's not humane. It's not humane to work in a factory like that. Like, it's not humane for the animals or the people.
What's happening? People are getting like hit with.
Oh yeah, no. It's like if your job is like repeatedly to hack with I don't remember the thing. Like literally, it's like wrist injuries, hands, like all these like elbows and shit. Like they just can't work. You can work there for like a year or something, and then like your body just gives out,
right?
Because it's it's this like repetitive motion, and like. The unions like in the whole situation with that, and it's like, oh, you can't get this break. It's nuts.
Yeah,
it's totally nuts.
I
Not to mention like forced birth control for women, because like we can't have women get pregnant. It's inconvenient for factory work.
Wow.
Like, that still goes on.
So to be an employee, you have to be on birth control, kind of a thing.
I'm not speaking to specific factories, but absolutely, like, I don't mean to be such a downer. I thought we were going to have fun, but yes, that is still something. And to me, like, if you want to talk about like women's issues, this is one of them. There are women in this country and beyond, who work in places where they are not permitted to, have, free will with their body.
Yeah, wow. I never heard of that. That's crazy.
I believe that goes on.
For sure.
With the tying together the, animal rights with the human, human rights. I went to Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Clown College.
I literally need to talk to you about that so much.
Good. I'll be happy to.
So much.
I'll be happy to do that. We can do
Super
that on
into
your
that.
podcast.
My company is called Sad Clown Productions.
I love it.
Like a clown thing.
I love it. And that was when my sort of journey with animal rights began, because there was one day at Clown College that I remember they had the PR department of the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus come visit us, and they said, some of you are gonna become employed by the greatest show on earth, and your job is going to be to promote the circus in advance of it arriving in certain cities. So that means you're going to be doing interviews, and during these interviews there are going to be questions that you get asked from time to time about animals and animal rights and the condition of the animals. And they said, in that situation you have no answer.
Correct.
You shut up.
Well, and they just it's been a huge revolution for Ringling, but it's been a huge, I think 2 or 3 years, I guess, that to me, like, I grew up, the first house we lived in was above the Hollywood Bowl. Like, I'm a very LA, I literally grew up behind the Hollywood Bowl, and Ringling Brothers would set up in the parking lot across from where we lived, and at night we would hear the animals, and it was a tremendous thrill, especially for a kid growing up. We didn't have any money. Like, the circus was actually one of the things that we could do. I remember I had I remember having my first candy bar. It was I remember sitting in the stands, across from the Hollywood Bowl at the, under the big top. So as I became a vegan, obviously it became much more complicated. And then Cirque du Soleil came to town. It's for $8,000, you can enjoy a circus with no animals. But that very quickly became cost prohibitive. Yeah. So the fact that we've had such a, a revolution and that, they've kind of come back. It's very exciting because there is so much, I believe, to enjoy, and there will be people who are like, what about the good old days? And it's I think Tiger King kind of did it for
big
time.
Yeah,
that was the nail in
big
the coffin.
Time. But my experience when those people said, you have no opinion about animals. You're a clown. You fall down. You are not you are not allowed to voice an opinion about animals. And hearing that, my gut feeling was, wow, I feel like we're being told that they're doing really wrong things with animals. And that was back in 1997, and I ended up working.
You can't have the people having opinions,
Right.
They might rise up.
Right.
Especially the clowns.
I never worked for the Ringling Circus, but I did work for another circus that had 3 animals and a tiger, and my personal experience was just that it was awful. I felt that, from my perspective, the owners of the circus I worked in were more afraid of the elephants than anybody else, and they were very,
they are enormous creatures.
Right.
Also, the largest vegan on the planet is an elephant.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, but those are creatures that are, they're not made, to do those things.
They're made to walk, I want to say 80 miles or 100 miles per day.
Yeah.
They're not made to be chained to a post and transported around on a train.
Look, this is a consciousness that we have now. Remember that there was my mother was told to smoke during pregnancy. Can we all just remember? It was it's good for it is good for digestion.
Virginia
it's a diuretic. It's a diuretic. That's coffee and cigarettes after a meal. Yeah, it makes you poop because it's a diuretic. So this consciousness though, it's new. And the fact is, when I became a vegetarian, when I left my parents' home at 19, people thought I was insane.
Right.
They're like, this is the stupidest thing. And I'm not saying I was right, but I also was why do we keep using plastic bags every time we go to the grocery? And I had this stupid canvas bag. We're you're nuts. And now it's they're going to charge you if you want to use a plastic bag.
Right. I love that.
That's a good point. Back in the day, it was, they just didn't really know.
Yeah, I'm going to be late. Okay. Sorry, I have another interview I have to go home for.
We're going to have to continue the conversation on your podcast.
I'm having a great time.
Me too.
This is really fascinating.
I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah,
and,
my podcast is all mental health and wellness stuff,
great.
but I cannot wait to talk to you.
I love it. What?
I mean,
how many episodes have you done?
Done about 80, I guess.
Okay, cool.
And it was like something that my partner Jonathan Cohen and I started during COVID because our mental health was suffering, and we were like, ours is suffering, and we have resources and therapists. Like, what about all the people who are like, what is this terrible feeling in my stomach every day when I wake up? It's like, oh, you've never felt anxiety. Welcome.
Yeah.
So we started talking to people about, what they do, what works, what doesn't. You can tell I'm on a journey. So
you've done, you said roughly 80 episodes, and are you like disciplined, like every week it goes up at a certain time?
Yeah, apparently like consistency is
That's
like a big thing.
important.
We used to come out twice a week, but then like when the Jeopardy thing happened, I was like, I don't know how to keep up.
Yeah, I
and
don't
we
know
also
how I
film
could
it.
do.
I have a YouTube channel, and we hit 1 million subscribers, which is a very big deal.
Congrats.
So we videotape it, which means like, you need to like sit up straight and like put on lipstick and, so we film it and do a whole audio thing. We're like a 4-camera operation. We like to say we are the nicest looking podcast.
It's funny because we've done like 96 of them, and coincidentally, the last 2 that we're going to do will be you and Joey Lawrence.
Yeah.
When are you speaking to
We
Joey?
just had
We already
Joey. We
did.
just had him.
Yeah, he was the last one that we did.
What a
I agree
heartthrob.
with the face you're making.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Was it just difficult to be around him on Blossom?
Oh,
Because
we
he's
teased him
so-
mercilessly.
Right, but that's what they call latency, right? Where like you're attracted to somebody, so you're mean to them.
No, he wasn't my type.
Oh yeah, so
He was all of our types on
I
the
just
last
can't. I mean,
We were
I gotta,
sweating in there.
I got to imagine it was just physically uncomfortable to be around him.
No,
He's so
I was
attractive.
I was like a grungy feminist who like didn't shave my legs, and he
So
was
the-
like, "Ew, you're gross." Like
The face you made, getting all
brother.
excited at it. You just love Joey Lawrence.
Oh no, I just love that he exists.
Yeah.
Like all of
Yeah.
us,
He's
like we were
amazing.
on this show, and it was like so iconic, and like
Yeah.
he's like larger than life. He's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Like my sense of him is that there's certain people who have in their career done like very family friendly, squeaky
Yes.
clean work.
Yeah.
And not necessarily been that way,
Yeah.
but he is that way.
Oh
like,
no, he's very yeah. I mean, he was raised in the industry, like really. I
Yeah.
watched him on Give Me a Break when I was a kid.
so well adjusted, such a just a solid good guy.
It's really
is my
funny.
impression
That's
of
so
him.
cool.
And I
Beautiful.
feel the same way about you.
Thank
I think.
you. Oh, sorry.
Like for all of the horror stories of child stars, it's
We had a really clean set also. That's the thing.
Right.
We grew up on a set where we didn't see drugs, we didn't see alcohol.
Right.
And we're I think both very grateful that that does make a big difference. We grew up on a very clean set.
I think there are plenty clean sets that churned out very, very dysfunctional child
but
stars.
also like we all went to junior high and high school. Some
Right.
people have a hard time with drugs, alcohol, and mental illness, and
Right.
some people come from homes of abuse, and so
Right.
that happens. I knew kids who OD'd who weren't in the industry.
Right,
so
right, of course.
on that note, thanks for having me. It's been great.
Good night, Vietnam.
Yeah, I love it. I loved it, and anytime you want me to do your podcast, that I'm available. I'm
we'll
eager.
just Heather's she's in charge of all things
Yeah, you
booking
can just
and
reach out to
Great.
me. And,
yeah, we just booked Seth Rogen, which is really exciting.
Wow.
Yeah, we had Matthew McConaughey, which he had no idea who I was.
Wow.
That
You're
was
doing
some
hysterical. I was
heavy
like,
hitters.
It's like you have no idea who I am. He's like, no, ma'am, I don't. I was like, I don't know who had sex with who to get you to come on my podcast when you have no idea who I am, but welcome Matthew McConaughey.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Great.
And we had a
So
great time
cool.
with him. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway.
I feel like I want to
sex with
drop a
Matthew
couple
McConaughey.
names of our biggest guests.
Oh, yeah? You're gonna go
we
tit for
happen to
tat?
have had Mark Cuban.
That's pretty cool.
Mike
And
Tyson.
he knew who
You had
we
Mike
were.
Ty-
Yeah, we had
yeah.
Mike
I wanna see
Tyson.
that.
yeah.
We had Post Malone.
Okay, these are good names.
Yeah, but Matthew McConaughey and
We
Seth
would love to
Rogen,
get
that's
Matthew
epic.
McConaughey. And
Maybe
Yeah.
Seth Rogen don't even know who I am.
Yeah, epic. Well, hey,
Anyway,
thank you
thank
so
you
much.
so
I
much.
look forward
Thank
to
you.
continuing the conversation.
Great to meet you, Mayim.
There you have it, man. Was she awesome or what, dude? I mean, I think she was surprised at how much she enjoyed us, and we were surprised at how much we enjoyed her. And I hope all of you guys are surprised by how much you enjoyed sticking around to the very end of this podcast. Like the street team, man. It's been a long time since I said street team, but when I see you guys at my shows and you tell me street team, man, I just want to give you a hug and tell you I love you because I really, really do love you. Thank you for sticking around and have a blessed day.